What's going on, everyone? Hope y'all been having a great day, a great week. This is Mitch with SC Weather. It is New Year's Eve, so I'm making a video while they're blowing up fireworks outside. So if y'all hear that in the background, I do apologize. They're just having a good time, and everybody's definitely ready to end this year. So it's New Year's Eve. Tomorrow's 2021. In this video, I'm going to talk about some chances of some snowstorms potential in the Northeast for sure. And I'm going to give a kind of a brief preview on a video that I'm going to do tomorrow talking about a favorable pattern setting up for the eastern U.S., eastern coast in general, even the southeast, mid-Atlantic, definitely, northeast, definitely, for really a potential for a pattern change that really, more so the second half of January, really may get going here. So let's briefly look at that real quick. So before we talk about these one or two snowstorm potentials here in the Northeast. So here we go. This is the height anomalies right here. So as we're getting into probably the second week of January, what you got here is you got big time blocking setting up right here. You have a positive PNA trying to get going here. When you get that, you get a dumpage of colder air in the eastern U.S. You definitely need that to play here. But in general, you have blocking right here. You have a good storm track. There's not a ton of cold air, but we are entering peak climo time here. We're just starting to get into the middle stages of January. Soon, what I meant to say, middle stages of winter. So it's the coldest time of the year. So even a little bit below average temperatures for certain areas at this time of the year is cold enough for snow. Maybe not the southeast, but the mid-Atlantic, northeast. So you're getting some ridging going on in parts of Alaska, and that's what you need. This is a great look. You got negative NAO up here, southerly track, below average temperatures down here. You'll get some pieces of energy that shoots down, and this is really a good pattern for maybe the mid-Atlantic to northeast. So we're going to watch that. We're going to go more deeper into that tomorrow. But let's go on and get going. This potential for there's actually a sneaky snowstorm that might sneak up on us here in the Northeast under 100 hours. So here we go. Here's the GFS, the latest one. You got this big time system that's going to move through this weekend. It's already soaking areas of the Southeast, bringing a crazy winter storm in Texas right now and has been the last couple of days. It's coming through right here. This is a crazy area of heavy moisture shooting up into the southeast. It's almost like you have some kind of a fire hose right here shooting through up into South Carolina, Georgia. This is going to be a lot of heavy rain right here. But as it gets going up here, you're basically going to get a chance for this system to really strengthen. And there's a little bit of cold air. Definitely would be ideal to have more for the big cities. But this system has a chance to put snow in maybe a good chunk of Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey. It's going to be too warm in New York City for this one. And this is for January 3rd, so the latter part of this coming weekend. But definitely some heavy snow in the interior areas. Not a huge storm, but what I'm interested in is right here. This thing starts to strengthen and slow down right here, and it's throwing a ton of snow in maybe places of Rhode Island, western areas of Massachusetts. Boston, you're still sitting in heavy rain. But check out here, it gets right off the coast of Massachusetts and Cape Cod, and it kind of sits there, and it doesn't move much, but it's starting to deepen, it's starting to strengthen, and gusty winds, very strong winds on Cape Cod, and you're getting enough cold air, maybe into the Boston area, to really get some heavy snow. And if we're looking here, it might only be a couple hours of heavy snow if the GFS was to happen. This is the second run in a row it's kind of showed this, but it may only be 6 hours of heavy snow as the storm's pulling out. So Boston, you might sit in all rain, and then it switches to heavy snow at the end. This is a good thumping of snow, but so as it shows it almost turns to rain there at the end. So you look at the European model, and we'll go back. Let me look at this too. So then after that storm, and this gets kind of far out, you have another storm that kind of scoots. Let's go back to the eastern U.S. graphic. I'm using Tropical Tidbits, by the way. It's a great free site. So any newbies, definitely check it out. But you got this system, and the European has something totally different. But this system kind of just skirts off here, kind of just gets taken out into the Atlantic. This is around January 9th and 10th, but if you go to the Euro, shows something totally different for this storm, and I'll show you here. But here comes that first system that's moving through the country now. Here comes that fire hose of moisture. It's going to shoot. I really think this is going to dump a lot of rain quick in parts of the southeast. But you're moving right here. The system gets going, and it kind of does the same thing. You got low pressure. It's much more farther off the coast at this time, but it's throwing some light snow. It's getting really close to New York City, Boston. The rain-snow line is very, very close, but then it slows down and does the same thing the GFS does, but a little bit further off the coast. But check it out here. It almost, the storm gets so strong that the moisture shield is all the way up in Boston. The storm center is all the way over here. It's getting a little far out, not really though, but you're getting snow. This is going to be a storm to watch, even for Boston especially. But this gets going out. But check out this storm, the same one that GFS was showing. It's much colder down here. It actually throws a big-time winter storm in the mountains of North Carolina. This is getting pretty far out. This is next Friday, so January 8th. But check out what it does. Plenty of cold air in place. Throws a big storm for even close to Washington, D.C., big storm in New York City, Boston. This is a classic good setup for a winter storm for the I-95 big city corridor. The recep doesn't get really deep interior of the Northeast. You basically got this low with plenty of cold air. The low is really good positioning, and then the system kind of moves out and strengthens, does some kind of double low pressure there. That looks kind of weird, but this snow actually gets all the way out to Cape Cod, so very, very impressive storm. Now that moves on out. If you look at the NAM's obviously only going to show this first one we're talking about, but you get going here, this system gets on out the way, but here comes the other system. The low pressure moves through, shows a wave of heavy snow even in New Jersey, Pennsylvania. It gets awfully close to New York City, but keep in mind NAM sometimes has a cold bias. Here comes some snow close to Boston. Looks like all rain, and that's as far as the storm gets out. This is a storm we're going to have to watch, the 3rd and into the 4th of January. Definitely looks really interesting. But as we'll flip to the snowfall accumulation courtesy of the GFS, and this is through all the way to day 10. So this is through around, well, this is to about day, let's see, this is to about January 8th to the 9th. So check out this heavy snowfall into Worcester, for example, striping right through the middle of Massachusetts, and all of Maine looks to get hit decently good over the next 10 days. But notice the gradient. It's really close to New York City, but just not quite there. Looks like a decent amount of snow in Pennsylvania, interior New York. So if anything, this is helping the snowpack, and this will help. This will pay dividends down the road for everywhere in the eastern U.S. So, you get really close to New York City for snowfall and courtesy of the GFS. But you look at the this is the Euro. So here it comes. Here comes that first system. That first system doesn't do a whole lot, right? So here comes the second system for the European model. Here it comes, bang. So this is way out, in general. This is 200 plus hours out, so this is going to change a couple times. But those are big old system in northern VA. It's a big producer there. The low scoots off here, and it's a good decent thumping of snow from New York City to Boston. So definitely some potential there for sure. But if you look right here, you look at the European ensembles, basically all the way out to January 10th. There is a signal. Now for you guys up there, this isn't crazy impressive. If the southeast down here where I live, signal like this, even 3 or 4 inches is a big deal. But one thing I want to note for anybody from the Northeast watching is the pattern setting up. We're going to start to have the potential to see big time East Coast storms. So it's going to be something interesting to watch. Nor'easters are potential. One thing I did not show here, and I'm going to try to pull up here, is I mentioned the blizzard potential for maybe the Cape Cod, and this was the first system. So basically, what you got here is, and let me go on. Y'all bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go to the GFS, United States. Let's go to Massachusetts here. So right here. So this storm gets really close when it starts to deepen off the GFS and gets really strong. The winds look very, very strong just off the coast. I mean, not crazy strong, but you know, you check it out here. There's a strong signal for heavy winds, strong winds, not heavy winds, but strong winds just off the coast of Cape Cod. And here it is. Check it out. This is where that storm is starting to strengthen. It's trying to throw some heavy snow back into Boston. And there's that low pressure. So if you got enough cold air, you got an axis of moisture right here. Maybe 3 or 4 hours of strong winds and heavy snow for Boston. And this storm is close. This is within 5 days, so this might be a sneaky system. So it's just something we need to watch, guys. But thank y'all for watching. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to have a bigger video about the major pattern changes that really has the potential to happen into the eastern U.S. tomorrow. But stay safe tonight, and thank God we're ending this terrible year. Y'all have a blessed night.